A girl reached down to pick a flower. The ground tore open under her hand. Out of the crack came Hades, Lord of the Dead. And he pulled Persephone down into the earth before the daylight could close over her head. She cried out for her father. He heard every word, and he turned his face away, because he was the one who had promised her to the dark. What her mother did about it would starve the whole living world. Before any of this, there was no winter. None. The earth gave fruit in every season, and it did that for one reason only. Her name was Demeter, goddess of the grain, of everything that grows. When she was happy, the whole world ate. And Demeter was happy because she had a daughter, Persephone. The two of them were never apart. Where the mother walked, the wheat came up gold behind her. Where the daughter laughed, the flowers opened. That was the world, warm and fed and safe. Now go down, under all of that, under the roots, under the stone, past where the light gives up. There was a third great brother nobody liked to name. Zeus ruled the sky, Poseidon took the sea, and the dark under the ground went to Hades. He was not cruel. That is the thing people get wrong. He was just alone in a kingdom with no mourning, ruling a crowd of the dead who never once looked up at him with love. Every soul that comes to me arrives weeping. Not one of them wants to stay. I keep the fullest house in all creation, and I sit in it by myself. Then one day, he came up into the light on some errand, and he saw her Persephone in a field with her arms full of flowers, laughing at something. And the Lord of the Dead, who had wanted nothing in 1,000 years, wanted her. Worry. He did not steal her, not yet. He did something worse. He asked permission. He went up to Zeus, king of the gods, lord of the sky, and Persephone's own father, and he asked for the girl. Give her to me, brother. I have a throne and no queen to share it. You are her father. One word from you and it is done. And here is where the story turns cold. Zeus thought about it, his own daughter, and he decided, yes. But he was a coward about it. He knew exactly what Demeter would do if he said it out loud, so he never said it out loud. I will not give her and I will not refuse you. I will simply look the other way. What you do in my silence is your affair, not mine. That was the whole betrayal right there. Not a command, a shrug. A father deciding his daughter's entire life and never telling her or her mother a single word. So they set the trap together. Down in the meadow where Persephone liked to play, Zeus had the earth grow one flower that should not have existed. A narcisse, us one stem, 100 blooms and a smell so sweet the whole sky leaned down to breathe it. It was bait. It was put there for her and only her. And she had no idea. Nobody told her. She woke up that morning thinking it was going to be an ordinary day. The meadow was called soft grass, the sea not far off, the daughters of ocean picking flowers alongside her. Roses, crocuses, violets, sweet iris. She gathered them into her dress like a child because she still mostly was one. Look how many my mother has never seen this field so full. She has to see it. She has to. And then she saw the narcissus off on its own. 100 flowers on one stem glowing like it was lit from the inside. Every other girl was too far off to stop her. She walked over, she reached down with both hands, she pulled. The ground did not tear it. Yawned the whole plain split from end to end. And out of the wound in the earth came the dark. The horses first. 4 of them, black, immortal, breathing cold. Then the golden chariot, then Hades, standing in it, reached. He caught her by the wrist and pulled her up beside him in one motion. The way you would lift a cup off a table. No, put me down. I want my mother. Somebody get my mother. Father, help me. She screamed the whole way down. She screamed for Zeus by name, her own father, and the mountains threw the sound back at her, and the sea threw it back and no one came. 2 of them heard her clearly, Hecate in her cave, with her torch, and Helios the sun, who sees everything there is to see. They heard, they said nothing, yet. And Zeus, he heard too. He was sitting in a temple across the world, taking prayers and the smoke of offerings, exactly far enough away to pretend he had not. The earth closed over her head like a mouth, The meadow went quiet, and in the flattened grass where a goddess had stood a breath ago, there was nothing left but scattered flowers. Far away, Demeter felt it before she understood it. A single cry, thin, already fading her daughter's voice, and then nothing. She ran to the meadow, flowers on the ground. No girl. She called the name once, then louder. Then she was screaming it. Persephone, Persephone, answer me, where are you? Answer your mother right now, answer me. Nobody answered. So, she went looking, and when a goddess looks for something, she does not look the way you or I would. She tore 2 pine branches loose, set them alight, and lifted them up as torches. Then she started to walk. 9 days, 9 nights, she did not eat 1 bite of the food of the gods. She did not wash, she did not sleep or sit down or stop. Over every sea, across every country, into every dark place a girl could be hidden, holding those 2 torches up, an old woman's grief on the face of a goddess who had never aged. Nobody would tell her, not one god, not one man, not one bird. They had all felt the ground shake. Some of them knew exactly who lived down where it had opened, and every one of them was too afraid of Zeus to say his brother's name. Think about that. The whole world watched a mother go by with her torches, calling and calling, and the whole world kept its mouth shut. On the 10th day, someone finally came to her, Hecate, goddess of the crossroads and the night, carrying her own small light. I heard her, Demeter, I heard the cry, a voice torn out of the air calling for you, calling for her father. But I was in my cave, I did not see the face of the one who took her. The only Helios sees everything. Go and ask the sun. So the 2 of them went to Helios, who rides his chariot over the whole world every day and misses nothing that happens under it. You watch all of it, every field, every road, every crime done in daylight. Tell me who opened the ground and took my child. Tell me and do not soften it. And Helios, to his credit, did not soften it. He told her the truth. All of it, straight. It was Hades. He split the earth and carried her below to be his wife. But hear the rest, Demeter, because you are grieving at the wrong door. He did not act alone. She was given to him, given by Zeus. Her own father arranged it and stayed silent, so you would never know. Demeter stood there and let that land Hades took her, but Zeus gave her away. The father, her own father and Demeter's husband, once had handed the girl to the dark and let her wear out her feet searching for an answer he had the whole time. Let it go, Demeter. He is lord of 1/3 of everything, and no bad match for a daughter. Grief will not open that ground again. It was meant kindly. It was the worst thing anyone said to her that day, because it told her the gods had all agreed that her daughter was a fair price, and her grief was just an inconvenience to be waited out. So Demeter stopped crying, and that was so much worse than the crying. She did not go to war. She had no thunderbolt, no army, no monsters in a pit. She had one power, and it was the biggest one there is. She was the reason things grew, so she stopped. Demeter walked away from Olympus, put off her glory, and told the earth to give nothing, and the earth obeyed the only god it had ever truly listened to. The seed went into the ground and stayed there, cold and shut. The oxen dragged the plow back and forth over bare dirt for nothing. Not one green blade came up anywhere all at once. This was the first winter, except it did not lift after a season, because it was not a season. It was a mother, and it was not going to end. People began to go hungry, whole villages, then whole countries, the oldest and the youngest first. The way it always goes. And up on Olympus, the gods felt it in the one place they actually notice. The altars went cold. No harvest meant no bread meant no offerings, no smoke, no sacrifices climbing up to heaven. For the first time, the gods were going to be forgotten, not because anyone stopped believing, but because everyone who believed was fading off the earth. Zeus felt it turn. He sent Iris down first, quick as light, to call Demeter home. Tell him no. Tell him I will not set foot on Olympus, and nothing on this earth will grow, not one seed, until I see my daughter's face again. Carry that back up to my brother. So he sent more, one god after another, with armfuls of gifts, with honors, with any title she wanted. She turned her back on every single one. And this is the moment the whole thing turned. Zeus, who arranged it all, who never bends to anyone, understood that he had lost a grieving mother, had beaten the king of the gods without lifting a hand. He gave in to send Hermes down into the underworld, to the one place a god of the sky hates to go, to bring the girl back. The Hermes found them on the dark throne, and here is the thing that surprises everyone. Persephone was not in chains. She was sitting beside Hades, pale, quiet, a long way from the girl in the meadow. Something in her had already started to change down there. Hermes gave the message. Zeus commands it. The world is dying. Let her go up to her mother. And Hades, lord of the dead, did not argue. Go, Persephone. Oh, nay. Go up to your mother. No one will stop you at my gate. Just like that. Too easy, because Hades had already done the one quiet thing that settles it. And he knew it, even as he waved her toward the light. But at some point down there in all those days, she had eaten only a little. A few seeds out of a palm, granite, red split open in his cold hand. 4 seeds, maybe 6, that was all. And that is the law under the ground, older than any of them. Eat the food of the dead, and you belong to the dead. She had not known. Nobody had told her. She had just been hungry and a little afraid, and she ate. It was 4 seeds. I was so hungry, and it was only 4 seeds. That cannot be enough to hold me. Tell me that is not enough to hold me. It was enough. That was the moment she understood what had really happened to her. Not the chariot, not the fall. This, a handful of seeds, and part of her was his now, and there was no giving it back. She could go home, but not all the way, and not for good. She had tasted the dark, and the dark keeps what it is owed. So they cut the only deal grief and death ever agreed to. They split her. A third of the year she stays below, in the dark, on the throne beside Hades. The other 2/3 she comes up into the light, and she belongs to her mother again. And now, you know why the world has seasons. It is not weather. It is a mother's mood, written across the whole earth. When Persephone climbs back up, Demeter cannot help herself. The grass comes up to meet her daughter's feet. The trees throw out blossom. That is spring. That is the world being glad. And when the day comes each year that the girl has to go back down, Demeter grieves all over again, exactly as hard as the first time. The leaves brown, the cold comes back, the ground shuts. Winter every year is one goddess missing her child. But watch what happened to the girl herself, because this is the part the flower and the fear leave out. The child who got dragged down screaming did not stay a child. She learned that kingdom. She learned its laws, its gates, its cold. And she stopped being a prisoner in it. Persephone became its queen, not Hades' decoration. Its dread sovereign, the one name even the other gods grew careful around. When a hero came down begging for a lost wife back, it was not Hades he had to move. It was her. I did not choose this gate, but I rule what is behind it now. Speak carefully in my hall, the dead are mine. The meadow made her a victim. The underworld made her a power. Both of those are true, and the story only works if you hold on to both of them at once. We tell this one as a love story now. Sometimes Hades and Persephone, the king and queen of the underworld. It is on candles and tattoos. But go back and read what actually happens. A girl reaches for a flower. Her father, watching, says nothing. The ground takes her, and her mother tears the living world apart, looking for her. Nobody in it did the loud, obvious evil. Hades just wanted to not be alone. Zeus just wanted to avoid a hard conversation. That is what did it, a want and a silence. And the price for that silence did not get paid by the 2 gods who caused it. It got paid by a girl who lost her whole childhood in an afternoon, and a mother who now spends a third of every year in mourning, forever, on a clock. That is, the winter. Every year it comes back around. Not as a punishment for anyone, just as the shape a grief takes when it is too big to ever fully put down. The world went cold because a father would not speak, and a mother would not stop, and we have been living inside the compromise ever since. So that is the true story under the pretty one. She did not run off to be a bride. She was taken with her own father's permission, and her mother froze the whole earth to get her back. Every winter you have ever shivered through is the far end of that same argument still going. Here is what I keep turning over, and I want you to tell me by the end. Persephone is the queen of the dead, feared, powerful more than she could ever have been picking flowers in that field. So was it the worst thing that ever happened to her, or the thing that made her? Somebody put it in the comments. I read everyone, and this one I really want to hear. There are so many more of these gods still waiting in the dark, and the world has forgotten almost all of them. Subscribe, and I will take you to the next one myself. The forgotten pantheon is only getting started.